Today we got a treat. We're gonna change one of these. Now this is a bump stop and a boot kit. So it says Strut boot kit. Yeah, this is for the Toyota Mark X Zio. Yeah, some of you fellas liked some of my videos with the other stuff, like the light and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah, let's see how we do with this one, eh? So in Kiwi Town, I like using timber and the jack to jack the car up. I'll look for, there's a ridge underneath the car, metal ridge that you can jack it on, but it just bends it. I like to put the timber behind that metal ridge. Make sure we turn our jack on. I'll give you a look at that. Pause it. Pause it and give you a look at that. So, under here, that's it. So I'll put the timber next to this ridge. Yeah. Yeah, next to that ridge there. And then so I can jack straight up on the timber, because these metal ridges, you can chuck jacks on them, but they bend, the risk of bending and stuff like that, and then you have to straighten them out. But that's a manufacturing CMA, like being stitched together or tacked together to hold bits of the chassis or the body together or something. So, yeah. Yeah, should jack it up a bit. Yeah, see, the car's coming up on it. So on my Mark X Zio, that is a 21 socket for the nuts on the wheel. I don't know if you can see that. I don't even know which way to hold it, eh? Yeah, 21. I'm going to chuck it on my power bar. Yeah, different types, eh? Yeah. With an extension, yeah. Chuck that on there. And we've got a short bar here. It's a short bar. If you guys have been watching, this helps me torque the nuts off. So I'm putting on a good bite. Yeah. So this will be lefty loosey. And that, just see how easy that was. Again. And yeah. You go short right to the neck. Come down for extra leverage and torque. See, that just came straight off. Do it. I should be doing it crisscross like that. How you take them off and put them on, but it's alright. Just yeah. See that? No, you just need a, as they say, break the torque on the nut, or break the stuff on the nut. Not actually shear the nut off, but break the grip. Hey, like meaning loosen the tension, the grip that's tensioned on that nut, with those nuts. So now we get to jack the sucker up. Yeah, saw that coming up. As long as that see, you get more on the shots. Yeah, happy. I'll show you guys me spinning that wheel off. So just be mindful, when sorting this out. I could speed it up. Get my gun. That's the impact. Yeah. Well, I like to play up sometimes. Ah. Yeah, this is just playing up, so I'll grab another gun. So as you can see, there's another gun. Always use tools that are reliable, There, that's one. You see that? Everything being spun off. Yeah. These will be just to help spin off, not because the crank you need, the amperage and the crank you need. See that? Happy? So we'll take them right around. We'll throw them under the car for safety, yeah? See that? Yeah. What you can do, you can leave the jack under there, all right? I'll go get a piece of wood. So as you can see, put the tire under there with a block of wood. If you've got alloys, the car drops, it's going to mark your alloy, or probably take a chip out, or mark it. Not make it look good or damage it. So yeah, so I put a bit of timber to do the clearance. So the further up near where you took the wheel off, if it falls, it will land on that and won't tilt like a seesaw. So that's probably that's the reason why would push it more to favor more of the front, and instead of putting it in the middle where it starts to choke, because mind you, there's another wheel on the other side, but still, because it might want to fall down and lean towards where there's no wheel. But yeah, that seems to be fine. That's safe. I'll tick that off. So now we're gonna start getting into this stuff, taking this off. Oh yeah, and the nuts that I've got, I'm gonna chuck them back in here. Check them on top of, yeah. Keep them relatively near each other. Yeah, relatively near each other. Yeah, good system, and can speed up for efficiency. And you can see what I have to replace. You can see the shaft of the shock, so I have to replace the boot. That's what they want, the boot and the bump stop, they reckon. Try to lift up the setup, and I just drag the cord here. So here we go. It goes under there is the shock, where the three nuts are that I have to take off, and yeah, and I'll pull it out. Now we'll get a thing. How about that? You see it? The three nuts there? Yeah. So I'm gonna sort that out. So, and as you can see, like we did the other shock before, we're gonna do that. Loosen those and take that off, and take this off, take this stuff off, so the shock can just come out, and the hub's just gonna move forward, yeah, and stay on the bottom arm. Cool. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. See, look, oh, the bump stop is cracked. Definitely have to replace that. And look at that. Yeah. All right. So lucky I got the spring compressors, which are there, and you'll see them like from the last clip. All right. All right. So what I might do, yeah. So we'll loosen those big ones and attack that one there. Yeah. Cool. So this is these are 22s. Yeah. We can put ratchets on. I prefer ratchets doing this, but if you power bar a ratchet, it's you might deform it. So here, this is because the reason why I rather do a ratchet, because it's easier to get the degree. See, there's a nice degrees there. Yeah. So when I put but the problem is, you see the top of the ratchet around here. Depending on how good the ratchet is, you could smash the insides or warp the insides or the outside. Yeah? So just put our short bar on. Yeah. See, up to the neck is good because the torque will go straight through the bolt in that. Or you could go like this, and this is where the stress ends up around the back of the head. But I'll try to keep it relatively straight. See, because it's leaning on the bottom of the ratchet there, and it's also on the top there. So the stress is going through the handle too. Ooh, hang on. Oh, sorry. We were taking off there, so if it's like that, we'll do it with this one. Yeah, and notice it's a bit loose there, but you can compensate for that. So all we have to do is turn it a little bit. Yeah. Oh, so seeing as that's so long, we'll take that off and we'll shorten it, so the torque is not going straight into that bar and moving on that angle. Yeah, with all of that. Oh, might swap the degree, try to get another degree. No, she doesn't want to go. Might use the ratchet, eh? See, because yeah, she doesn't budge that much. So we'll have to put the ratchet on in reverse just to check. Yeah, lefty loosey. See how much I actually tightened it. That's fine. So yeah, same thing. A bit on the top, a bit on the bottom. Yeah, there it goes. It's moving up. Yeah, that's pretty tight. And see me hit the guard there. Sorry about that. Overexcited. See, that's loose now. See, that's why we got the extension with the other one. Yeah, I'll try that, eh? I need that to move. Another thing, if you put it down close to the head, you get further away from hitting things. Fuck, that is tight. See. Yeah. So I did this last time. I'm thinking it's either that or it's manufacturing, but I can tell when I've put things on because I do things up pretty tight. And it's good to check to see if the back bolt's spinning. I'll show you after this. Yeah, I might be able to crank that. Yeah, with the body. Tapping the guard. It's alright though. So it's always good to check to see if the back nuts are spinning while you're cranking it. Yeah, that's okay. I think it will be with heaps of torque going through there. Oh yeah. So that's that, eh? We'll stress the whole lot, eh? and goes along for the ride. Yeah, it's better to see how I'm doing these things when I come into like obstacles or mishaps or upsets. Now I won't recommend this, but we got the nuts here. If the car's not going to move, if you're confident the car's not going to move, it's best to put things relatively where you're working. So I'm going to chuck these in there, in that spot there, and here, yeah. That should be okay, you know, just in case. And we'll tap those out later, but we'll get to that. That's a 17, I think. And I'm using 2 socket sets. 2 socket sets. It'll be good if the oven's using half drive. So you can use 3/8 or half drive, but yeah, 2 socket sets will be good, especially ones the same size, so they're interchangeable. Lucky I'm missing the 17. It's a 17 mil out of one of those. That's a 19. Lucky. Cool. There's a 19. No. What is it? Hang on. That's weird. Oh. What is it? Yeah, there's a bit of an upset because I've lost one of the 17s in the other set. So again, because I've done these up so tight beforehand, let's see if our short bar can help us there. Yeah, it's moving. See, it's coming off on an angle. It wasn't seated properly, but I knew you're okay. Yeah, but remember to always seat your sockets properly. Seat your sockets properly. You know, where the face meets the, you know, like plumb or flat to the bolt. Because you don't want to round everything or slip and hurt yourself. So that's that there, that one there. So again, when you've done this a number of times, you can get faster, you know the ins and outs, stuff like that. Okay, so now we get to go upstairs and undo the top bolts. The light on. The light's on. I'm dirtying this bloody phone holder. Okay, those are 14s, I think. And I got a 13 and 14 mil. So hold on. Yeah, hope you guys got to see that. I'm gonna stop the video and check to see if I was recording. Well, yeah, just so got a different spanner, different 14 now. See, this one's looser. So now you can spin these off with your fingers. See, that one's easier to get to. Yeah. Watch this one. So see how. Oh, this is where you can use the open end now. It might be a bit loose, and to speed things up. So see how loose that is. Yeah, it's a bit loose now. See, I can spin it with my finger now. Yeah. I don't know the deal with I don't know if I've lost. See, look at that. I don't know if I've lost anything in here. Use it here. Don't think so. So I'll just grab this. Yeah. So look, I just grab them with my finger. Be mindful, you can try practicing spinning that off with your fingers and then catching it. So you can see the one at the back. Get closer, eh? So you can see. It's a bit tighter because it's the last nut, eh? And probably the weight of the shock is on it. See, this is good for ratchet spanners. This is what you want ratchet spanners for. I need to stress this, eh? So we need that loose hairs. See that? There's a nice degree for it to slide on. See, I don't even think that's loose enough for me to spin it off with my fingers. See, that's a bit too tight. Aiming it. Aiming it. That's all right. I'll put the camera down. Hey, I just wanted you guys to get a good views. Yeah, so that's still a bit too taut. I could probably spin it with my fingers. You know, we could have sprayed some CRC in here too. I know. What are you fancy? Yeah, I can't spin that with my. So we're probably just gonna have to work it like this. This sucker until we get it a bit loose. See, for this you could probably do this side. You can probably do that way. Oh, sorry. So yeah, I tried to get that last one with my fingers. I'll probably edit that up the clip a little bit just to keep the speed up with the things. See, look how shallow that is. You can lift it up like this, but then you gotta get the right degree. See, there's only a little bit of turn there. Whereas if we had it like this, we just muck around with it. I don't know, because I was using the ratchet spanners on this just to spin it, you know, get some of the torque out of the nut and for where it is, so I can spin it with my fingers. It's funny how some things can hold on. Yeah, it's getting looser. It's funny how some things can hold on with a degree of torque. Yeah, see that? So I should have did this one first because it's the furthest one and it's at the back. And yeah, because look how long it's taking. And you'll see on the seconds, on the video, how long this takes. But I'll stress this, you know, so you guys know, oh, whatever the buzz, whoever wants to watch the content. Yeah, that's probably a little bit loose there. We'll try that, Well, that's probably better, No, not loose enough. There's one thing cool about having a camera too. You can look in the camera to see, probably zoom in to do things. Just helps. Man, a lot of people, if they took a camera to take photos of stuff, what it looks like before they take it apart, yeah, you wouldn't have as much problems, Man, cell phones were out for ages and I didn't think to record any of, you know, to use it for mechanics. Fuck, it would have sped everything up. Yeah, but it would have made a bit of money somewhere. Yeah, get enough salt back. See, I don't have to bend down and look. I just look through the camera at the moment. See, that's still a bit of, I don't think my fingers are strong enough to turn that, or I could get a good torque on that. Yeah, I'll use my other hand and steer that around, There we go. The degrees. Yeah. Yeah, that looks a bit loose, It looks quite loose, We'll see. I'll probably take the fingers a bit of strength. Nope. Open ender. See if the open ender can do it. You can try both sides, With the open ender, you can just stab it in there. It doesn't even have to go right up to the end of the spinner to open end it. You know. Yeah. It's can be a little bit faster. If I put the open ender, it might see how it's still on there. Open ender bites a little bit too much. I think I moved it there. Oh, just not enough. Hang on. Oh, that's a bit loosey, That's a bit loosey-goosey. Yeah, that's a bit loose, Yeah, there we go. So I'm turning it like this. Yeah, I'm turning it like this. Yeah. Okay. see if you can see it like this. You can't, or you can come from that side. That angle, see that? That's just me stabbing my fingers in next to it, rolling it up. So I might edit some of these minutes out. Look, so I got it like this. I got it on my two fingers like this. Yeah. So we're going to take off these there's two big nuts and this one. Okay, I might take that on first because the shock's still on. Yeah. We could put the nut back on and tap it out because it's got a nose on it, but you got to be careful not to mushroom the thread, make the thread fold back on itself. Yeah, the thread will fold back on itself like the tip. That's why it's good to have pieces of timber around and hammers. Yeah, and this is a dolly hammer. I could try that. Oh, she's really in there. You probably use the jack or something because it's on the arm, eh? Oh, unless I just take the shock out, and this will go loose anyway. Probably try to do that, eh? We'll figure it out. We can tap these out. See that? See that? Flew right out, eh? Don't be too rough or do that too smooth because it could fly across the workshop floor, depending on, you know, where you are. So we got one of the suckers. I'll just put that in there. Yeah, you see that down in the corner of the screen? Yeah, right there. Yeah, I'll just. So first, lucky I had a look. Look, we would did something silly. The brake line. See, the brake line has to come off. See that? I should put you closer so we can have a look at how I get this off. Yeah, I'll give you guys a look at that, eh? Lucky. It's good to check. See, I would have like ruined the video. See that? See how it's coming off there like that? Ah, wrong way. I gotta turn the camera on. Sorry. That's it. So, can you guys see that? It's pretty hard, eh? Because yeah, there. See how it's held on? See, let's see if you guys can see. I can't see what you guys can see, but see that? That's okay. See, now that's off. That's off the shock. Yeah. So now, yeah, lucky. See, this is the thing why I record all to say. Because this is like the third or fourth time me doing this, but the different types intervals. Because I changed the whole shock once before. It's the first shock I did, so I know, you know, my way around this. And then I changed the right one, which you guys probably, if you've seen that video, that's what I was doing. So yeah, so you know, it's always good to have a look at things, eh? Take your time. I should have examined that and then just went through it again. See that? Oh, look, this might be able to loosen that up too. So just you could use a screwdriver. This is another good way, because the screwdriver will replace the tension on the spring in the nut. Yeah. and you just pull the screwdriver out. Or we can just like shake it around and pull it out like that. Yeah. See, now they have that dropped down, and then we could probably lever the shock. See, it's the tension on this that's doing it. So see, now we've made it come out so we can pull it down, and now I can get that arm out. Yeah. So we'll give us a look at that, eh? Oh, yeah. Just be careful when you're doing that. You know, it's only because you can jam your fingers certain places. See this arm down there? Yeah. That's on a bit of tension. Well, we can sort that out. Yeah, look at that. It just fell out. So here's the bit. Just on the brake line. Okay. Now with the spring compressors, I take that off, right? Compressor with the spring compressors, and then so I can undo that, put the boot on, and here's the bump stop. The bump stop has to be replaced, so that's what we're going to do. Compressors on from the cheap, eh? So this job here, people jam their fingers, eh? I think I've been telling you guys before, but with these, they'll compress the spring so the spring doesn't, like, you know, like spring back, you know, when it unhooks from the top. And I think it's a 17. So I'll check that, either 14 or 17. Oh, it might be a 19. Yeah, I think it's a 19 or something. We'll grab it. Yeah, that's a 19. And I think these suckers are 22s or something. Yeah, so it's a 22. I'm lucky I got the impact. So this is what we want to do. Yeah, hope you can see that. So there, yeah. Now that's one side. I can lift that up. So what you want to do, I think we'll do it symmetrical, eh? Because that's what we did last time, and it'll probably be better doing it symmetrical. So one on either side. Yeah. Yeah. So you'll see me cut this on. Yeah. You guys can see that? Yeah. Must be going the wrong way. Must be from the bottom. But I'm not seeing why. You can see it. Wouldn't matter, eh? Because look how it is. So I'll back it off. one side. Maybe I should spun it up, eh? Spun this up higher. But it probably would have been better to do it backwards and chuck it around this way, because at least the thread will be down there like that. Yeah. Sorry dudes, but this is like the second time I'm using these, or third time, eh? So refresher. Yeah. I've got to put it on the bottom one. Yeah. I think I might do that, eh? See what happens when I do this. Ah, yeah. We have to wind it back down, eh? Have this one. I think it's the neck, eh? I think it's the neck that does it. Yeah. It's the neck that does it. Yeah. So she's not coming off there. And I'll undo that one. And leave it on the top, eh? So I'll push it up like that. Have it like that. It's relatively either side. I'm just going to get to the nut. My bad. You don't want your fingers near any moving parts like that. We'll just leave that sucker on. We'll leave that socket on, and we'll see how much that's compressed. Let's see what this one is. The 21. See if it's the 19. Yeah, it's the 19. Just checking. Now this shouldn't fly off as violently as it would if the springs weren't compressed, but we'll give it a go, eh? It moved up a bit. Yeah. Happy? So I might uncompress these, eh? Bumped because it's actually on the bump stop, or the old one. So I wonder what will happen if I tighten it up some more. I should use this, eh? So you guys see that? Yeah, be mindful where you're putting your fingers, not like how I was just then, eh? See, even that, if those spring compressors let go, but I don't think they will. If they let go, yeah, it's just going to bump your hand out of the way, eh? I don't know how much pain it will be, but hey. Oh, look, it's got the bit for the gun. It's got the square bit in there. Dang. Let's do this. rubber goes in here, right? The bump stop. So, oh, I think we need it. I think it's time for a new shock or something. But we seem to be all right. I just got to get this off. Same again. Yeah. I think it would be safe to remove the spring, eh? So if you leave the spring like that, if it becomes uncompressed, it'll just bounce around a bit, yeah. But that shouldn't hurt anybody that much. Let's see. The shock might be a bit funny, eh?
So yeah, when I spoke to that buyer, look, it wasn't possible.
So I'm going to use this mallet to get this off. I could cut this off, but we'll just try this, eh? Yeah, that's messed up, eh? That's messed up. So I think those fellas probably going to tell me to change the shock. Shock's not like dropping. Yeah, I'll cut it off, eh? You see that? The shock's dropping a bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I'd get a craft knife, eh? This bump stop is not the greatest of how. Be mindful of watching the thread. Here's a good way to cut through this. Just cut along there. So yeah, but it's coming off. All right. That is quite disturbing that is like that. Probably the friction in that. That is unbelievable. Yeah, I'm not liking that. I could put the nut on. Like this. Put the nut on. Protect that thread. And then just go ham. I might keep it there and then you can see that I've got it off. And whacked it off. See, it's still a bit hard. Look at that. And that's the standard bump stop. See that this shock's no good. But I don't have one to change it with, so we'll grab the kit. Yeah. This isn't recommended because I don't know, but what can you do? I have to get a new shock. And it's funny, I could have changed both the right one twice. So what I'll do. I like this. Okay. So I'm thinking it goes.
Like it's your 1 8. It's totally done. That's right either.
Cyril. So see, I should have just bought the whole shock. It would have been cheaper. So yeah, look at that. That's gone down too far. And this must be if it goes there. Goes that way. Now I'll probably have to look up on YouTube some other ones how they put it on. But yeah. And this must go out. So I'll go that way. Like that. So I wonder how many. Probably like that. And then that goes around that. Like this. Yeah. Happy. Yeah, we go. A little stretch. So your cable tie the bottom. That's as far as it supposedly reckons it can go. Okay, lucky we compressed the spring. So what I'll do is I'll try to get this back on. Because this is going to have to go there, like that. Cool. Be careful when you're grabbing the spring, eh? I'm only confident, I know, because I've worked with this like a few times. I don't think it's going to come apart. So this will go in here like that. Well, that's not good because I got to get that shock, the center of that shock back up. Like this. I can steer it like that. Let's see if how far he goes down. So, did you guys get all that? Yeah? I'll put the shock on. Yeah, I'll show you. I butted up to that bit there of the spring. I'll move that around so you see that. I'm going to put it in there. Yeah. That's where it sits. Yeah, and I've got, as you can see, everything like that. And then come over here. So we chuck that on, yeah, and I can steer it, yeah, I can steer it in the middle because you want to get the center nut on, yeah. You want to get that centered, yeah. So the collet goes in, the collet goes like that, yeah. So we got to get. So as you can see, there's a flat piece on the shock. Yeah, flat piece there. Do you see it? Right there. Yeah. All right. It's like the key of the shock. Now I'll stress it again. I'll take all this off. Take all this off, eh? Yeah. You see it? It's on this side. It's flat. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see some of that stuff, eh? Because you see the flat side? It goes into the key. Yeah? Yeah, you can see it then, eh? The flat side right there. I'm trying to show you a side on view, but it's the torch, eh? That better? There we go. We'll try that, eh? So you got that side. You can see that's flat. Yeah, I'll give you another demo of how I put it all together. Yeah. So the indentation now. Put the spring on. Around. Here's the indentation. You can see it. Indentation there. Yeah. So now we've got to get this bit on here, so we can steer this to the center. We can find the center of it while we're pulling, and we still have to pull the shock up. So I'm gonna put the nut on it, pull it up with the nut. So where is that nut? Right here. So we'll put the collar in here, like I showed you before. So I'll put a cable tie around it, eh? Pull it up. Oh, see that? Yeah, that's better, eh? So this cable tie was usually to get the spanner. I'm going to use that. Yeah. I'll stand on the shock, pull it up. See how much it's come up? Yeah, so we'll have to hold that somehow. We'll have to hold that. He wants to go back down. That's the problem with gauge shock, so I might push the boot up if you can see it, and hold the shaft. Hold the shaft like this. Yeah. See how that fella wanted to pop off? So the thing to do would be this. Just there like that. And then we get the plate. Yeah. And then as you can see, that's flat bit is at the top. It's going to face towards me. Yeah, I'll get that on. I don't know if you can see that, but yep, that's in there. And then you chuck the collar on. And now you're supposed to get the thread of the bolt on, but because she's come down, so I have to do that again. So I'll put this on and pull her up. I think it's as far as she can go up. So I'll hold it there, I'll try to hold her there. I think that has to go on. You have to steer the. Just remember, if you're doing this, it'll be good with a good shock, eh? With a new shock. Not with these gay ones. I think I have to get the vice grips to push this rod up. Because I can do this. I can do this and spin it on. Spin it on with this. Like this. Yeah. But that's not the one. See, it's going to hold it there, but I have to grip the bottom and push it up or something like that. I'll try vice grip it, eh? This might be all style to do it. Remember, this isn't recommended, but hey, we do what we gotta do. Okay. I think I've got an idea. And we'll take that off. We'll take this off. We'll pull this off. What's this? First, with it. Do this. Yeah, do that. Hold a few threads on that. I can pull that up. So pull it up first. Get it to come as high as we can. This is a wicker. A faulty shock. There. So if it's there, hope you can see that. So what I can do is just do this real quickly. And we can clip there. So I'm chucking this on. Yeah. So what we can do is open this a bit. Yeah, so that won't go down. So I'll see how much I can pull this up. Yeah, that's quite high. So I'll release this vice grip and push it all the way down. There, that shaft shouldn't come down. Hopefully, yeah. So not recommended, but I did not know what I know now, because I need the car to go get the other part to get the other shock. So we need to hope that this goes on a certain way. Because we need that we need the collar to go on. The collar to go on. And the nut, but we'll see if it wants to. And I'll get these suckers. I'll just get a few threads on, and the spring. I think the spring compressor is going to do the rest. Okay, so. It makes sense. That the extension holes or the ratchet holes are there on the spring compressors. That's these ones. So when you do this, when you uncompress the spring. You can get them off. Yeah. Maybe I should have taken that. I can get the boot on over this. I might change the brakes tonight. Yeah, I will. So I can just relax. So I can just take it to get its warrant tomorrow, if possible. But at least it will be ready. I don't know if I should double up on the videos for you guys. You know, 2 videos in one, like 2 tutorial type videos in one. I'm not really sure if these will go back how they were, but we'll see. I might have to turn the shock. Okay. I should have tried to line it up a certain way. Oh yeah. I know where I'm off. Actually, I'll compress it again and I'll turn it. I'll turn it and it'll tell me where the shock has to be positioned, which is good. Lucky this happened. You know, I don't mind like getting things wrong, you know, because that's the truth. Not all perfect. Not all perfect. Bro, that was a crack up, eh? Yeah, that's that one. See the confidence? Hey. So, we'll go that side, eh? I'll just have to come down a little bit. Just have to come down a little bit. Just up the top part of the shock. That's not good on yet. Where's the other extension? That's the adapter. Here's the extension. I can check that in. So I have been sticking my fingers inside the rings of the spring, but you want to start looking at where to hold the see that? Yeah, there's the indentation on this that I want to turn. So what I'll do is I'll take this off and then I'll spin it. So I'll put the vice grips back on. So the shaft doesn't move. Yep. I'll spin that off. Check it. See that? Right. here. I just lined it up with that. See how we had the indentation on the bottom for the bottom rubber and the spring? I moved this around like that. I can't honestly say I can turn the shock if it gets positioned wrong for installation. I can't say that I can do that, but we'll see. Oh yeah, just spin these. I'll try to spin these up a bit, eh? I'm thinking so. I would have remembered something like this, but anyway. Yeah, make sure your gun's the right way around. I'm just going to take off just in case you loosen the tension too much, and they're bloody. Spring tries to come back out. Something's moved, so I'll tighten that spring up a little bit more. I was amazed at how much I had to tighten. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So I just checked to see where the indentation is. Yeah, it's probably right on the money there. Yeah, it's winter down here, winter season, so there's a few of us getting sick. We got that collar on. Okay, where's the indentation for that spring is okay. Turn, oh yeah, so we can do that, so we can just twist that to adjust on the buzz for the thing. Happy. So I'll take the vice grips off. So we can do that while it's loose, because look, it's loose now. We'll see. I'm sure I'll be able to turn the shock. I think it was like that anyway. Yeah, I think it was like that inside the car. Okay, so we'll get our extension. Get our extension going. Coming off. Oh, fuck, that's not good. He's trying around. That's one off. So I'm not giving it time. And that's two off. Alright. Happy. So, quite well. I wonder if there was no cable tie in the bag. It's the bag here. I'll just do a cable tie. There's a cable tie on the directions, on the pictures, but on the box, but not thing. Now I'm hoping I have disc on the rear for this. I don't want it to be drum. but we will see. They look like pads anyway. Yeah, this video I might fast forward certain bits here, but I like to stress it. Whoever watches my videos, you know, oh yeah, it did come with a cable tie. So I'll put that around the bottom, eh? There you can see that. I'm putting the cable tie around the bottom lip. I'll show you, eh? I might turn the light on now, eh? No, we got hang on light. So the bottom lip is there. This bit we'll show you on the box too. That's where I'm putting the cable tie. I'll turn this on, see if we can. Yeah, see the bottom lip? There's it. There. Oh, you can see it there. Yeah, there. That's what I'm putting the cable tie. So I'll just put it. No, I'll probably put it on loose at the moment, and then see, because I would want to turn the top. So I should put this on after I install the shock, really. But yeah, I'll just leave it loose inside here, like this. Yeah, maybe a little bit like that. I probably can spin it. I'll do it a little bit tight, and I can spin the boot. See, I didn't even tighten it up. That's dope. That's loose. All right. So up in there, you'll see the 3 holes. I gotta chuck this ring back on the. I must have went that way. I'll check this back on. Yeah. And bring this sucker over here. So you see the top. See this where the bolts. Those bolts go on top. Yeah, that's where I've got to get these three threads. So we'll chuck them up in there, and we'll do it this way so you can see what we're doing. Hang on. So what I'll do is I'll get the shock up in there, right, and I'll put it on. I'll probably have to put it on this and this. So then at the top I'll get one of these on. Yeah. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. So you guys can come over here. Ooh, silly. Yeah. I don't know why. Oh, sorry. I'll make it so it's not glaring on the camera. I have to move it over. Eh? Yeah, that's better. Now it's shining on the car, shining off the car. Yeah. Happy? Yeah, that's better. Eh? All right. So here we go. We're gonna need this. Remember this? Okay. Shall we put it on that arm first? Hey, this. Put on this sucker so we can maneuver it around. Because that's how it came off. I'll just sit down here. I can't remember how I had to do this, but we'll try. That's not gonna work. Oh, I'll have to get them on last or something and do something funny here. Alright. I'll chuck this one on first. Alright. See how I'm doing that? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But first I have to get him up in here. Alright, see that? Putting him in the top hole where he came from. Yeah. Okay. Probably be ideal to that's not very good. Hang on. I hope the CV hasn't come out. The CV kind of came out of the boot inside the knuckle. Ah, there we go. It came out in here. Okay, so the CV joint, its knuckle, came out of the transmission one. So we'll just leave it like that for a second. That happens. Lucky the boot didn't come off. You know, would have lost a little bit of grease. Oh, doing it again. Right, see? You see that? Right around. There we go. I'm happy with that. Okay. So remember the nut we got in there? Grab him. Okay. Chuck him in there, eh? Chuck him in there. Okay. We might have to put the charger on now. Because man, the light in the video will drain the battery hardcore. Hang on, pal. I don't know if it will be charging, but hopefully it is. Okay. So these, you can bounce these, eh? Like that. You can see, you can move this around. See that? That's way above. That's way above the hole there. So I can just, so I can chuck that in the hole on this side. Right, there's the hole on this side, just to clear the steel. Like that, and then I can fidget it around. Go back up. You can always chuck another nut on that side to help line it up. It's always good to use a little bit of muscle to get that in. So wherever that hammer is, yeah, I'll use this. Watch the wires, don't cut the wires trying to. That's one. Then we can move that one. We can move the hub back and forth like that to get the other one in, if you can see. And move it back and forth to get the other one in there. Yeah, I think you can adjust it. See, like that. See that right there probably be good, but hey, we'll just sort something else out first. Yeah, hope they're charging. So sweet. Yeah, and there's an order for these brakes, these to go back on. So you might get them swapped around. But see this here, see how So this shock has to go a certain height for this, yeah? Because we can use a jack to push this bar down to get this lower. But, we'll figure that out when we get to that bridge, because I can't remember how I got some of that on. I could probably look back on rewatch my own video for reference. So here, see that? I just push that back. Alright. Shall we do that again? Alright. See it moving? See? As long as you see how loose that was. See? That's loose as. See that? Came straight out. So, just like last time, see how loose that is? Because I'm moving the shock. Yeah? I'm moving the hub. Yeah? So, I might put that, yeah, get her up in there. And then we're going to have to lift the shock up into place. But we'll see, yeah? So, I think that'll be the best thing, because that's the thing we did was loosen the shock from coming out down there. But yeah, I'll just leave that on there. So I'm going to lift that the shock up like this. Yeah, I'll lift the shock up to line it up with the top. Yeah, and lift it up like that. So I'll put us up here so we can see that, because then you can see the threads come through. Put an arm over and put a thread on. Put an arm over and put a bolt on. Okay, so I'll do this. Yeah. So let's see if you can see me push the shock up, because I'll be watching. I'm glad I got a seat though. Okay. I have to spin the threads to match. I'll probably pause it and go get I'll pause it. Go get a head torch. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna try to push the shock up now. So what I'll have to do is line it up from the bottom, when I chuck it up. I've got some light now, so we can see what we can see. Sorry. Try to do the best you can, lining the 3 prongs up. Let's do this. Just hold it there. No, here. Okay. I'm gonna do it myself because it's on camera. So,
I can see it better than you.
don't worry about it. So as you can see, yeah. See that? See how I'm doing this? So you gotta just get ready. You probably have to try this a few times. So here I'm gonna spin this nut on, and it'll hold this one in there. So I've probably got it on an angle. There's something playing games. Oh, it's not sitting properly on there. See that? Would have seen me do that. Now it's holding it. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to get the other two on. I'll get the furthest one down at the back. That's the hardest one. So I'll use this style, the 2-finger style, and I'll push the bottom of the. You can maneuver the shock around. Yeah. See, so I'll show you what I did there. You can have a look. So I'm trying that, you know, that style, the 2-finger style, spinning it on. But you just got to get it to thread, eh? So you can push down on the top of the nut and try to spin it. There it is. I think that's what there was it. Yeah. I guess that's it there. I should try the other nut, but because I'm on this one. This is the furthest one. I might have to have a look. So I don't have to push at the bottom of that shock now because I'm just using one hand, and we'll see if I can get something going. I think that's going on. Feels like it is. You can probably see it while it's spinning. Yeah. So we'll get him snugged down. Lucky there's no washers on these things, eh? The clearance will be. That's probably why the nut's shaped like that. So we'll get the third one on, which is a closer one. You can see it right there. I'll have a look. Yeah, you can see the other one there, eh? See? Whoa! You could just see at the back of that one I was doing. So I'll do it this way, this one this way. Alright, and we'll just see how I put the nut there like that. And just hop, skip, and a jump. Oh, that's the thing, eh? That shock's probably up too high. That's why that thread is high. So what I could do is just drop the shock a bit. Or you could do that. See how I got that on? See the bloody loose hats, eh? Look at that. So that's what I was fighting with. Trying to get it to seat there. See? Happy? There's that one there. So that's fine. That's the cool bit. Alright. Alright. I'll just take us down here. Okay, so I'll pause this. And now we've got it. I never did it like this last time. I can't remember how I did it. Maybe I did it like this, maybe I didn't. But I'll show you what. Now, put the bar under there, and watch this rod react to that. Yeah. Okay. Pull this over here. Yeah. I could probably line it up with my fingers. I'll just steer it in a certain way. Look at that. So I just keep it there. I think it's this bolt here. Spin it up. There. Maybe I should do up the top. Alright. Fire up. All that mucking around before, eh? Whoosh. Yeah. I just couldn't remember how things are going, that's all. So, here's the other bit. So, yeah, this is how I steer it around. So, we'll turn this. There we go. There we go. Maybe I should chuck that in first thing. Interesting. I think I have to turn the wheel now. Yeah. Wait while I get that caught behind there. I'll just have it like that. Okay. So maybe I should take this off, put this on, and then do that. Now that we know that it's that easy, so we'll just step over it again. Okay. There we go. I'll get it down further, right? Like that. There we go. That's happy. Turn this sucker. Yeah. Yeah, that. Yeah. There we go here. Jack will come in handy now. So here's another way to sort problems out. If you don't want to lift, strain yourself too much. I could turn the sucker a little bit. Yeah. Hang on, might have to go this way. It'll probably be easier to turn the wheel because I should do the ways we don't struggle. Should show us where I'm jacking that up. Jacking it up on this point here. That's where I'm going to try to jack it up. I'll just line that up, that point there. That's the bottom of the suspension arm, eh? Okay. So here we go, let's jacking it up to get a certain height. And here comes the other pumps. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back up. I'll go up a little bit more. There we go. I'll try to see what I can see. There we go. We got the bottom one in. So I moved it around to get the bottom one in. If I tap that, it should yeah, put a good angle in for the top hole. I'll probably line it up. It's a bit of this, what you do when you're rigging. So again, not a hammer, but watch the cords. It's cylinder. It's shafted. Like what I mean is shafted, or cylinder. That means glided in quite well. So this one here. See, look at that. See, can't use that winner. All right. So what we're going to do is keep that like that. Yeah, and then we'll try work on that. Let's get that in. Because where's that? Oh, might not be that bad. We'll try to figure it out. So what I'll do is I'll probably turn the wheel now. I see you have to have the battery on, you know. And I'll be, you know, yeah, about that budget. I don't want to drain the battery too much, like if you're walking around, working on it, mucking around with it. But I'll try pull that down with a piece of timber. I'll chuck a timber in, pry it down with the bar. See what happens. I'll just see how we can move it around. So see how far she comes down. But it'll probably be better if I probably be better if I actually, there you go. We're happy with that. That's slipped, but we can still get that in. So while I'm at it, I'll put these on. See, look at that. And see that sleeving? It's sleeving or shafting. This is just going straight in. Yeah. Lucky I cut this nut. Okay. This will pull that thread straight anyway. It'll make it conform, but you don't really want to. I don't really want to do that, but I can't get in there because I have to turn the wheel. But I'm gonna have to turn the wheel anyway to do the brakes. So what I'll do, you can see that, and I might chuck all this back on. Chuck this back in. So it was the brake caliper that came off last. So it went like this. See it, this bit. So I think, yeah, I'll take the bolt off. Sorry, I'll take the bolt off. Take the bolt off. So that must have went there like that. And then interesting. Like that. Yeah, like that. There. You see that? How I did that? Like that. Go around, in, and up, and it's hooked on the other hook over there. And then we get the nut, and then go like this. But then we have to put that one over. Eh? Cool. So I remember the last bit we did was this. We put this here. You put that there, and then go like this. Chuck that in there. Yeah, I'm doing a YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. So I'll screw that up. See, everything's going back on nicely. So we'll just leave that there. That's clipped back in. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to nip everything back up under here. Right. And then start on the brakes. Okay. So I'll do this side. I'll do this side brakes first because it's already fucking. Oh, sorry about the swearing. It's already ready to go. Let's get some tools. Like we're looking at before, 22 mils. Yeah, one for this side and one for the other side. Get close up. Okay. Just leave it like that for a second. Hey, can you see that? And we will, yeah. So I'll put it on forward. Let's see what happens here. Oh, this. Yep, happy. It's the top one. Yeah. The bottom one. See, it only can go on so tight. The torque, but we can use this. Yeah. So we can probably keep that on. See, look at that. See that? See that? I can hold that. It's just on there. It's like that much inside the pipe. Oh yeah. See that? It's pretty tight there. And then we can go further in and do this. That's enough, eh? That's pretty tight. And we'll do this sucker. We'll probably get him to turn. See, we can go down further. That's in the middle of the bar. Yeah, let's take it off, come forward, and go for another bite maybe. Nah, see, I have to have another degree. I should use the other socket because it's a 12 point. See, these sockets aren't 12 points. It's just 6 point. So we'll look at, they're both 6 point. So if they're 12, we have more points in it. It means more degree of crank. Or more degrees you can turn it. So see, that's why the ratchet, if we cut the ratchet off and put the pipe on the ratchet, righty tighty, yep. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. See the degree? That's tight as. That could smash the ratchet if I try to go harder than that. We know that's tight enough. Okay, the degrees, all the degrees there. Yeah, that's happy. Yeah, I'm bouncing on that. You don't want to smash the inside of that. You could, I could try, but fuck, we don't want to do that. It'll be painful once it happens. Because we'll have to get that. Yeah, we'll have to get another ratchet. So the 19. It's actually, sorry, it's actually a 17. So we'll grab the 17 from the other. Oh yeah, I've got it here. It's actually from the blue set, but yes. Yeah, on with the gun. Look at that. And then we can just demo the power bar, eh? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So when I change the shock, see, that's nice and tight. I see this is the short crank there. So what we'll do is we'll grab the pipe. Yeah, so as I was saying, so I chucked the 17 on. Oh, man. I just hit it, socket. Interesting. Now I'll put this back together. So power bar extension with adapter. You know, cool tool this, but I use it mostly for power bar. I don't know where I put the 17. Is it here? No, that's the 12. I just had it on the sucker. Oh, there. Found it. So, as you can see, I chucked this on here, and that is enough torque because I try to put the pipe on it. So that's happy. Okay. So 22's done. The 22's are done. So yeah, and now I'm going to undo the caliper and yeah, undo the caliper, move it forward, push the piston back, and then we are going to change the brakes. Okay, so the nuts on the caliper are probably 14s. I'm going to look for a socket that's a 15. What's the 30? What? This is the 14. Okay. Things are people usually, hey, mixing up people's tools. Yeah, so that's a 14. See, with the gun, I can turn the wheel, or I could use the spanner, the same technique. Oh, that's a 30. I could use the same technique as the shock. Here's the 14s. Okay, this is a good 15 and 2 good 14s. So I'll go for the bottom bolt. Now I'll give you guys a look at that. I'm probably running out of charge. So this one here, gonna sort that one out. I'll chuck this on, do the double spanner thing, and then crank that off. Yeah. So this is reverse nut. So that way. So righty tighty's that way. So up would be lefty. So we'll try that, eh? See what we do with that. See that? Right there. Yeah. See, I just did it with the one spanner itself, but it's good that I had that grip though. Now where I had my hand there, because it's supposed to around here. I wonder if you can see that. So yeah, so that's the bottom one loose, and we'll just take out the top one. See that?
Hello, how are you?
So there we go. Take that wire out. So watch this caliper. It should fold back, so we've got a screwdriver on here. So I'll chuck the screwdriver in there. Like that. See how easy that was? So to see the hose is probably gonna give us a bit of grief. So maybe I should take the bottom nut off. Wait, yeah, I'll take the bottom nut off if it gives me any grief here. But you guys, yeah. So the deal is to get this to push back. You either can have a piston compressor, which we've got somewhere, or you can use screwdriver. I can show you some ways of doing that. Yeah, but see, it's on the bolt, the bottom bolt there. I don't want to push against it because you could do something to that bottom bolt. So what I'll do is I'll try to get it to come back on. No. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, I'll take that plate out. Yeah, I'll put that back. And I'll take the other nut out. Get that caliper right off. Just in case. Because sometimes the nuts are got shafts on them. I'll do that to do that, so I can probably compress that piston there. So we need that to go right in. So because look at the pad, look at the pads there. That's 5 mil. That needs to be changed, all right. So we need probably close to 12 mil or something. Yeah. Clearance. I should have paused there, but so need something to hold this quite hard, so you can force you know, force the piston back. There's a way to do it with just the pad. You take the old pad off. Yeah, this, see, look at the meat on that. Yeah, that's 5mm. We'll keep these for spare pads or something. Chuck your crowbar in there. Yeah. And you can just see it moving back. If you can see that there. Something has to hold, hey, something has to be rigid to hold this. Yeah. So I'll try and do it this way. Yeah. I might have to put it back on. See how well that bolt does, eh? We'll see. I'll check. I don't know why. Check that bolt on the ground. That's a silly move. Oh, I missed it. There we go. We'll see. We'll see. What we'll do is we'll put a pad over here. A pad there. So we'll give you a look at that, what I'm doing here. It's probably better. Put a pad there. So what I'm doing here is trying to make up the clearance. So I should. Yeah. So if you can see that, I'm going to see where's the piston. You just see the piston. There's the piston there. The piston there. I'm going to push that with the crowbar. Oh yeah, 174%. And oh, what shall I do this? I'm going to show us how I do it. So it's probably better to use this. So I better get up, have a look at this. Reason why I'm putting this there so it doesn't put too much pressure on that bolt. And I'm pushing this pad and I'm pushing the piston back. So let's have a look at how that's looking. So see if I can get there to come back. See, it's going back. Yeah, that's it. Sorry about that. Now you get the gist of it. See, I'm trying to take the pressure off that bolt. See, so there's a bit of clearance there now. Now you got to just keep putting clearance. You just got to keep filling the clearance, and so we'll try to do it with this next one. Yeah, we'll put you back there. Okay, we'll try. Okay. Okay. Put it back there like this. So we'll try chuck this in there. Oh yeah, I'll go this way like this, because the clip was getting in the way there. Yeah, so that should be suffice. I don't want to bang my phone out of my hand again, see that? So we'll see when it starts to grip or what starts to happen. Maybe I have to go right down to the bottom there, to the I might have to hold the phone, see? So I'll have to do it like this. Yeah, so you guys are gonna have to use your imagination. So I'm gonna hold this with my hand and then push that piston back. So it'll be better if I could put this one all the way down. Yep, like that. Yeah, that's better. So sometimes you have to evenly hold things. Okay, we'll have a look to see if I can do that. Oh, it's a bit too close, but maybe I can get that to push back a bit. So we'll just keep going back. Just to take the edge off that and when I'm doing this, I hope I'm not killing that boot, the piston boot, the caliper boot, but we'll see. That's gone right back now. See, if I had my GoPro, I'll be recording with the GoPro. Ah, there. This is because I got no. See that? That's almost flush. Sorry, it's almost flush. See that? It's almost flush with the caliper. So I'm gonna try and get the other pads and the new pads in now. Okay. Yeah, I'll demo that, eh? Yeah, you got the shims. We got the shims on there. Look, I call them shims. I'm just calling them shims because I thought, you know, the engineering terms for things are like that, eh? Like a shim is like a little cover or something that sits between things. Look at that, look how thick those are. Right? And these are the cheap ones. I shouldn't have said that, eh? Well, we'll see. And you'll see the clearance when we check them in. So they have a harmonic. Oh, these ones don't have the harmonic sensor. Well, this thing, it just makes a squealing noise when it gets down to touching the disc. It'll start to squeal, and that's when you know you need your brakes changed. Sometimes stones get in between them and make your brakes squeal. So yeah. So this is how we're gonna do this. I should take that bolt out. It'll make it way easier, which I'm gonna probably do. Anyway, let's try to get them in like this, eh? Oh, these the screwdriver, eh? Okay. I push this sucker back. There we go. Oh, yeah, we'll take it off. This fellow here is a bit playing a few games. It's probably better to take the whole caliper off because then you can see it glide on. You'll be able to see the caliper glide on when you put the pads on. See, for me, I don't know which side could be inside or outside, but you know, if they fit, it's the main thing. If they fit. Yeah, I'll demo that, eh? We got that there. Okay, you saw me chuck it in there. And you got that one there. So you see down the bottom, that clip. So now that I've got some light in here, I'll put this in the clip like this. Yeah. Right, have a look over here. Oh yeah. There. Yeah. I might have to sort that out. I'll do it again. I'll chuck these in. Yeah, and then at the top. Oh yeah. See how that fits in there. Sorry, yeah, it fits in there. I put that in. Yeah. Yeah. You know, you guys can demo in YouTube how things fit too. Because man, I'm trying the best to not do anything to keep up because. Okay, so here comes the caliper bit. Yeah. If it glides on without any mishap, see how tight that is? It's going on. It's going on. See that? Hear that? So squeeze that. So I had to squeeze down the piston. The piston there. That's in there. There's a piston that runs back and forth. It opens and closes the caliper on the mechanism. So see that there? That down there? That was probably all lined up. It's the top one. Yeah, because we're moving that one back and forth when we're playing with it. Yeah. So that looks all happy, eh? Yeah. So now we can put these bolts back in. Yeah, so you line them up. So I have to pull this caliper up. And I'll give you a demo of that. Yeah, there. See, that's in. So I had to push that up. I had to push this up to line up with there. Yeah, so I could get this thread in. So the thread's gliding in. See? Sleeving. And yeah, I like using engineering terms like that. Well, they'll probably made up one, but people will understand what I'm talking about if I say sleeve. If it's sleeving, because that means it's engineeringly going in, and that's what you want. So this side I probably have to pull it towards me. I have to push it in. I have to push the piston in. Give you a look. See, that wasn't actually lining up properly with that. Yeah. So I had to push it in. Oh, there. Sorry. This. I might have been playing with that, but yeah, we'll see. I think I've had to push that in so this could come down. So it was both of them. They had to be lined up, because remember, they wouldn't be aligned a certain way because they're going in. Yeah, they wouldn't be aligned a certain way. Yeah, see, now that's going to go in. Yeah, that's threading up. And that's one. Yeah, is it light? Is it threading up? Oh yeah, this. Yeah, sometimes they can just keep spinning, eh? They can keep spinning on you, and it's not going up. So remember, so because the clock face is facing this way, right? But we're on this side. So to us, righty-tighty will be that way. So on the reverse will be lefty-loosey is righty-tighty for face. Yeah? There you go. Brakes are kind of easy to do when you sort it out like that. All you need is the piston compressor, really. Yeah. I'm sticking my shoulder, see my shoulders against the thing. And the small bolts, eh? That's what's also awesome about some brake setups. The pistons are the bolts. So that's actually quite good there. So yeah, that's happy. Okay, this way, eh? And go this way, like this. Yeah. Yeah. So, and when tightening things up, you should get used to the tension you can put on, eh? Or the pressure. Yeah? So watch this. Yeah, that's enough. That's pretty good. Because you don't want to go too hard on certain size nuts, because they only can take so much torque, and then you shear the head off. Yeah. So, hard case are these backing plates. See, look, people must have been throwing these away when they were getting the new brakes. All right, and not putting them in them, because these are hard to put in these plates. But see, that's what they already got some in there that are glued to it. So that's cool. That's where I think the caliper impressions go. So you got the piston mark on that pad, and then on here you can see the shim. Where the shim used to be, there's the pistons on. Yeah, it's the pistons on like that. Actually, oh no, sorry, it went this way. Yeah, and you got this one, which is this one. Because these shims only go on one way. Yeah, and the caliper marks will be there, like so. But anyway, that's. So we can put these old pads and the new box, just in case you ever want to see the sample and take it to them. So what I'll do now is that if this is all tightened up, that's fine, this is fine, all this is all good. And we'll run and check. Oh yeah, do this boot back up. And cut that cable tie. See you. Alright, so everything's sweet to put the wheel back on. So I'll get that ready. Actually, I'll move the tools over to the other side, eh? Brakes are going to be easier than the shock, I tell you that much. Glad the shock's done. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm on the easy job now. Yep, so I'm going to check the wheel back on. Yep, grab my... Remember how we put these down here like this? Man, sorting out that shock took the longest, eh? Right, here we go. That's ready. Oh, dang it. I put too many tools over the other side, but that's okay. There. See how that set on? Because the inside of this. Now these are 18s. Yeah. 18 by, wow, the tires. 255 by 45, 18 radius. Yeah? 18 inch. I can get the gun. Put the gun on this, and just nip them up, and then tighten them up with the power bar. Yeah, so we'll do that, eh? Just like the same way we took it off. Yep. So watch me nip these up with the gun. The 21mm socket. One. I backed off before I got to the end. Yeah. Kind of click there, look, I'm going on an angle. There's this one. Yeah. Some nuts are designed, see, with the ring around it, so it pushes the alloys on straight, because it's got a sleeve on the inside, on the other side of the nut. And we'll show that. I could probably demo to you now. I'll split it off and show you. See that there? That'll sleeve inside there and center the stud. No, sorry. That'll go on and sleeve inside there. That's why it's good to do these up carefully and not to cross thread them. Yeah? You just spin them up. But see, there's a center cap behind here, behind the wheel. It goes over the hub, I think. So, yeah. Well, these are just little things that people might want to know. We'll do that again. Angles like this. You see it just turning and forking down. So that's dope like that. So we'll grab the jack handle. We'll grab the jack handle for the jack. Okay, go like this. See, you can't see, that's a good job, eh, with the boot there. You can see the boot all done there, eh? And that sticker on the spring looks awesome. Yeah, so watch this. Alright, I'll stress it again, like in my other videos. Letting the jack down, eh? If everything's sweet, you checked on the car, safe. You saw what I did. I just took the wheel out and the timber. Chucked the wheel on there. Now jack was still under. You try etch it slowly, as slow as possible. See that? That's the slow, one of the slowest you can come down. You can go fast like that, but yeah, you'll get used to it. You should play with jacks. Look, and my wood's come down, my timber. Oh, it stuck to it. Nice. It's good. That's what you want. So now we'll go the other side. I forgot to do one thing. Alright. This is to really make sure everything's fine. Okay, righty tighty. See that? One. See? If you're moving the car, that's what you want, because there's a lot of torque going on there. See how the car's reacting? The wheel's trying to roll back. Because it's in gear, it won't. See? Yeah, this is the power bar. See the wheel's trying to move back? That's enough torque, I reckon. That's what you want. See? Find that degree. Yeah, there we go. See, and that's done with the car bar, yeah? That's all dope. That's on there quite tight. Okay, now to the other side. Yep, same thing again. Car bar. Alright. Okay. Lefty loosey. Yep, that's one. Two. We'll go on the same pattern as if you're putting on the tyre. That's good practice. Yeah. Yeah, easy. Yeah, like a triangle there. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't put that on yet. See, it's still centered. So that I think there's a center mount in there. Yeah. Okay. So there's a perfect. See, they go straight on around that hub. They go straight on around there, and they'll always be centered to these nuts when we put them on. So another thing too, jack handles. Oh, watch out! I almost pulled that, but well, it's okay. Jack handles. Okay. That is not going anywhere. If it does, it will land on that wheel. Yeah. Happy. This under. Ooh. It's not gonna fit. It's lower this side. That's okay. Happy. Maybe I didn't go up on the jack high enough. Maybe I should, eh? Oh, the jack's sinking. There's something to watch out for too. Because this is uneven ground. Now I'm checking to see. Yeah. You can even lower her down on it. That's safe too. So we'll chuck these fellas here, right? Yeah. Yeah, happy. I'll take the jack handle off, put it over there. These crowbars just stay handy. That's for putting it back on. Everything back on. We've got our 14s for the caliper there. Yeah. See, that's the shock I changed. There's no cable tie on the bottom of that. I might put one on. But yeah, there's a shock I changed in the boot. Yeah, the bump stop came with it too. Now I know I should buy a whole shock or something, eh? Okay. I'll put you back on charge. So, figured out how to do it from before. Yeah. Alright, so we should. I might use a. Might use a. We'll get this one here. Come closer. I think there's another hip chuck on my boot. Alright. Yeah. So we saw how we did it before. So I grabbed this. Is it the 14? Yeah, that's the 14. I grabbed this, same before. So that's righty tighty, lefty loosey. You can't go wrong with ratchets because they'll always tell you the way that they're going. Yeah. You can use the ratchet like that because they're nice handle. Okay, that's one. All right, that's one. After we actually, I should go see we'll look at the level now of the brake fluid, and then after we put the second set of pads in. We'll look at it after that too, because the level should be rising. We recorded it before. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have a look at it, so we could demo that. So yeah, I only have to change the front pads, not the rear, but yeah, it'll be good to stress that. So have a look here. Have a look here at the level. So where did the level move to? Oh yeah, it's gone up a bit. It's just below low, because I think it was 5 mils. So if you think about it, that piston pushed it back quite a bit. So after we do this, after you do this, it will just be above low. Yeah? Oh, we'll see. Yeah. So there. Yeah, and then we go. There. Okay. We got that. Okay. Oh, we got those other pads that we can use to help push the piston back. So same thing. We'll pull this guy off. Have a look. Yeah. You can see the condition of those pads. See, the outside is worn down more than the. This is the driver's side, so it takes more of the brunt of the weight, because the steering column and the weight of the driver too. Yeah, as opposed to the passengers, and also how it's being balanced too. Yeah. So we can chuck these in. So we'll put our. So we've got our. So we've got our bolt. We can just chuck them in there. Sit there. So we'll do the bottom one. We'll push those back now, eh? Push these back now. So it's nice and it's done up firmly, but loosely, but hey, I'll take care of that by doing this. Chucking our pads. So I might use the 2 thin ones, eh? Those are pretty bad. Like this. Oh, I should go like that, eh? So should I put that one back in and then get the do it like that. Okay. Sorry. I should do it like that. Yeah. I have to get it to go that way first. Same again, eh? Okay. If we can tap that one in, which I will do. I wonder what. I know I'm doing it a different way, but like variety, eh? Variety. I just hope I'm going to be able to get that out. Oh yeah. I don't know why she's so difficult to put in. Oh, there we go. For some reason she's... Yeah, there we go. The reason why I wanted to do that is so I can get the other pad to go sit in here. Alright, so it'll be like that. And they'll probably ask you why. So we'll take the shim off. That's interfering. Oh, there's two shims on here. See that? There's two shims on here. So the person who replaced the brakes. Ah, that's not good. So I'll do it this way because that'll miss. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, see? Okay. The reason why I did that is so all the clearance can close and we can get something behind that piston and push, so this doesn't stress out that one corner down here on that bolt. You don't want to... I'm sure with bent bolts, because the ones that have the pistons, the bolt that has the piston in it, right, that slides back and forth, yeah, you can bend them. Because look how much, see how much it just wants to move like that now. But because I've done it like that, where it's going to grab onto that first before it puts too much pressure on that bolt. I've probably explained it to us before, but still, it's good to stress that. And good practices make easier work, even though it might take longer. You don't want them, it'll take even longer if you destroy something. So same deal again. I'm going to chuck something in between there and push that piston back. Yep, it's slowly going back.
Hey, recording.
Yeah. It's going back nicely. Okay, and as you can see, that is, I don't think you can get any more than that, but that's what we want, eh? So we check again. Yeah, I think I got it on without the double shim. Hey, and like that other one, even though they're not going back out, they're still, see, they're double. There are two shims on it. Same with this. I think this. We've got two shims on this one. Might be double shimmies. Shimmy shammies. Well, I know the deal with that. So what we'll do is put these ones in here and just tell which ones are left and right, hey? We're facing the box. So yeah, these are off the right side, these are the left side. Yeah. Okay, now it's time to put these suckers in. See, the shims are glued on. Oh, they look like they're glued on, but press them. So, yeah. What I should do, so see how I moved it back? See, that's the bolt in the piston, yeah? But some of them are the piston, the bolt is the piston. I'll take the bolt off, eh? Take the bolt off. So then, I've got to make it fast because then I'm running out of space, eh? Lucky I've got my laptop. I dump some of the huge files on so I can edit. So I'll put this in. So I have to hold the line of seat. Oh yeah, there. Yeah. Look at that, nice, eh? Look at all the meat on that. That's the back one. That's probably one of the hardest ones. I don't really see it. You stick your face in it. Stick your face in there, I reckon. Okay, so in, and then around, and then in. Like that, that one there, and then come forward like this, and then in. Happy. Now we just need to get this. So like last time, we just got the caliper on. Look at that, nice. I think because of that double shim, that's how loose you want it. So again, yeah, pull the caliper up. Find where that, and where it's going to seat. I think it goes up there. Yeah, see, they usually go up further. Yeah, there we go. So look, we've got the ratchet too. We're going to ratchet this sucker up. So the rear, I think they could be twist calipers, and those are out of it. You know, they twist, they screw out, and they screw back in. I almost wrecked. I was trying to force them back in like these ones, like that type of piston, but they're a screw piston. That's right. I chucked the other bolt up there. Eh? Yeah. Before I put the wheel on, I'm gonna put a see, look. I remove that. Find, yeah, there we go. Find where it is. Let's start. Find where she sits. Yeah, there we go. That's it. I think that's right there. Yeah, I'll cross cut it. Cross thread it. Shouldn't be able to, but hey, always got to be cautious. So, and now ratchet. Oh. Huh? Oh, it's in the middle. I thought I smashed the ratchet. Broke the ratchet. Okay, that's righty tighty. There's a checking. Going in the reverse way. Yeah, on. Oh. You can always do the same way back like that. Don't do that. Like slip. Like so, put a hand on the back. It's nice and tight. like this last time, mate. Let's see if yeah, that's nice. I'll put it on the bottom one. And we can change body position now. This is like good ways to pry things, eh? So we'll do it on this angle here. Find that bolt. Yeah. Like leg against here, arms on there. Yeah, that's not going in there. You don't want to try overdo it, because if you slip, you'll round that nut or deform it. That'll be a problem because of where it is. You can turn the wheel to try to get at it. So that's dope. I'll put that's over. That's not going in there. I'll put a cable tie on there. All right. See, we've got the cable tie on there now. Oh, I just probably have to give you guys a look. Yeah, I put that cable tie on there. Yeah, didn't really need it, but I wanted it on there because, you know, looks cool. Yeah, that's just uniform. So when the mechanic checks all the work and I give them the receipts, you can buy all the receipts to the parts and hope that when they check it, they pass it, because it's believable if you got all the receipts and the empty boxes in there, you know. But hey, because not everybody checks the work, eh? All of it. There's some of that stuff you don't want on your YouTube channel, but hey, interesting. So you guys have already seen me do the wheel last time and the time before and the time before. So I'm gonna just chuck the wheel back on here and then go for a smoker break, eh? All right.